Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly, and last video of the night, but I rewatched the game, and a lot of great things. I've been making videos about great players out there, but unfortunately, it wasn't a perfect game, and there were guys, that kind of didn't have the best game, and one guy in particular, and we kind of had a feeling this was going to happen. We've been talking about it all camp long. Um, let's just get into it, man. The rookie, second round pick, Alfred Collins. Man, it was a rough game. It probably was one of the roughest game for a rookie. I think he had one of the worst PFF grades, not in our team, in the NFL, man. He had a 27.9 grade and 9 snaps. And there was a few plays where he was just getting thrown by offensive linemen, because he gets too high. And we've been talking about that all camp long, Now, am I going to call this dude a bust? No, absolutely not. I don't call any rookie a bust until at least year 2, Everyone remembers last year, like half the Niner content creators were calling Ricky Pearsall a bust. It's like, dude, like just because he was injured he's not a freaking bust. And now look at him. He's a legit, looks like a legit number 1 receiver for us. So I'm not going to be stupid here. But he's off to a rough start, man. That game was bad. Really couldn't get any pressure whatsoever. And then he was getting pushed back quite a bit. It was kind of like Javon Kinlaw reincarnated. But like that just begs the question. Obviously, the Niners are going to let him play again this week against the Saints. But if he does have another performance like this, like when or if, are you going to bring up one of the young cats? Like, are we going to do what we did last year with Evan Anderson, who didn't get his chance to week 4 or 5? And he was one of our only bright spots last year. Like, he was the guy, undrafted free agent, that every week he was making sick ass plays. And I'm like, I was shocked that he didn't get called up. And this year, the same exact thing's happening. He's on the practice squad again. So to me, if he has a game like this again, Alfred Collins, you bring up Evan Anderson or Sebastian Valdez, because both these guys right here have had a better preseason, better camp, OTAs, mini camp, whatever you want to call it. All of them have been better than Alfred Collins the entire camp. So I get it, he's a second round pick, whatnot. But at the end of the day, you do want to play their best players, right? And it's clear as of today, Evan Anderson and Sebastian Valdez are a better player than Alfred Collins. Now, can Alfred Collins get together? Yeah. Obviously we know he got hurt in camp. So that kind of was a setback. He was dealing with the contract negotiation, so he wasn't there. And he has gotten better. He has gotten a little bit better, yeah. He's working on his diet. He's, doing the Nick Bosa diet, which is great. You got to give him credit for doing all that. You have to give him credit. But can you afford to continue to play like that? If he continues to play like that, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that you would not go out there and play other young guys that have performed at a higher level this training camp. So I don't know, man. We'll see how it goes. To me, I think they're going to continue to roll with Alfred Collins, unfortunately, just because, we like players. When you get drafted high, you have that prestige, It took forever to cut leader Dante Pettis. Look at Jake Moody. The only reason he's on the team still is because he was the 3rd round pick, and he's the highest drafted kicker in the NFL. So they do not want to cut ties with him. They're like they're like, we're not cutting you unless you miss 15 field goals in a row. So to me, it's kind of, it's mind-boggling, and I get it. It was just one game. So give him benefit of the doubt. Should we play him this week? Yeah, play him this week. He's a 2nd round pick. See how he does. Hopefully he could have a better impact in that game, because it was bad, man. All the defensive linemen, he was the worst, because our other guys, they were flying. Sam Okawanu, I made videos after like 2 weeks ago of this guy, and he was awesome, man. Awesome in the run game. Got pressure. Obviously, Nick Bosa's a stud. Bryce Huff had a pressure. Your third Gross Matos had 3 pressures, and he was gone all camp. He didn't come back till last week, and he was rocking. So it was a lot of great things we saw from all these defensive linemen. But you could never have too many defensive linemen. You can never have too many studs out there. So to me, man, I wanted every dude. I wanted like 2022 when we had all the young cat, all the depth to down the depth chart with freaking DJ Jones, Arden Key, who's like a Smith that we picked up from the Jets. You had it was so many dudes. I can't even name all the guys, but we had so many guys, guy after guy after guy coming off the bench, and all of them contributed, man. Every single one of those guys contributed. That's what we need here. We don't, just because you're a second round pick doesn't mean you deserve all these 9 snaps, you know? For example, CJ West, he only had 7 snaps. Who's been the better player? Who's been the better player this camp? It's clearly CJ West. Give CJ West more snaps than Alfred Collins. He's been better. Like, there's nothing else to say about it, man. The guys have been performing in camp that we know of. Play them more. It's that simple. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure it out, you know? And I give Kyle and them credit because they did something they haven't really done. They started a late round pick in Marquis Siegel, and that day that he got to start in camp, I was jacked up. I was making video about it, like, dude, heck yeah, this is huge. Him going with the starters is huge. And it was, because the dude is a baller. We saw that, you know? So we'll see how it goes, man. To me personally, I saw that and I thought, man, Alfred Collins playing, you know, quite a bit. Even though 9 snaps, he was in there, and I wanted to see CJ West more. I'd rather see CJ West play all of his snaps and all of Alfred Collins' snaps, you know, but it is what it is. You know, it was a rough game. Hopefully he could get it together. As a Niner fan, dude, I want everyone to play great. You know, I want Alfred Collins to be a monster, dude. I want him to be better than Eric Armstead. I'm just saying that because they have the same height and whatnot. But I want him to be a great ass player. But that game was, it was rough, man. It was rough watching the film on him. And yeah, PFF agreed, man. It wasn't a great performance at all. So hopefully he could get it together this week with the Saints. If not, you have guys on the bench. Again, you have guys on the practice squad waiting to come up. Waiting. You know, Evan Anderson and Valdez, that last preseason game, those 2 guys, they reminded me of the Bash Brothers. Like, they reminded me of the Bash Brothers, the way they were controlling that defensive line of the Chargers in that second half of the game. And I get it. People are going to be like, oh, dude, that was preseason, whatever. Come on, dude. What did Alfred Collins do in preseason? like he was there too. What did he do, you know? And so again, he's not a bust. We can't call him that yet. Give the dude a full season, full year, and then next year, see how he does. And then you might be able to throw that word out there. But as of right now, yeah, he's got to play better this second game, man. He's got to get it together and have a better PFF grade than that, and have a better game than that. Because if he does, man, it might call up guys right now, better players, better defensive tackles, could take on 2 guys at once. So we'll see how it goes, man. Looking forward to the Saints game, man. It's going to be a huge game. We heard about Purdy. Damn, that sucks. Hopefully he can play, man. Because I was thinking, we're going to win this game. I don't care if Jennings is going to out. Kittle is out. Obviously, Ayuk's going to be out. We're still missing Robinson. I don't care. As long as we have Purdy and that defense, we're going to win this game now. Ooh, man. We need all hands on deck for this one now. So, should be interesting. But that's what I got, man. Let me know what you guys think about it. What do you guys think, man? Alfred Collins, give him another week or so, or just play him to the end of the season, man. Or switch it up right now. Let me know down below. Talk to you next time.